Psalm 88 stands out as a psalm of lamentation, expressing deep anguish and despair. The psalmist begins by calling out to God, describing his distress as overwhelming and without relief. He feels abandoned by God and sees no end to his suffering, likening his condition to being among the dead. The psalmist feels cut off from God's presence, overwhelmed by waves of affliction and darkness. The psalmist recounts his physical and emotional suffering, expressing feelings of abandonment and rejection by both God and other people. He feels overwhelmed by his troubles and cries out to God for deliverance. The psalmist's lamentation is characterized by a sense of hopelessness and despair, as he sees no way out of his suffering. Despite his anguish, the psalmist remains faithful to God, continuing to cry out to him for help. He pleads for God's mercy and intervention, asking him to rescue him from the brink of death. The psalmist appeals to God's faithfulness and righteousness, urging him to show his power and deliver him from his enemies. The psalm concludes on a note of unresolved anguish, with the psalmist expressing his ongoing distress and pleading for God's intervention. He acknowledges that darkness has become his closest companion, and he feels abandoned and forsaken. Yet, even in the midst of his despair, the psalmist continues to cry out to God, clinging to the hope of divine deliverance. Psalm 88 serves as a poignant expression of human suffering and the struggle to maintain faith and trust in God amid overwhelming circumstances. Let's now read Psalms chapter 88. A song or psalm for the sons of Korah, to the chief musician upon Mahalath Leannoth, maskil of Heman the Ezrahite, O Lord God of my salvation, I have cried day and night before thee. Let my prayer come before thee, incline thine ear unto my cry. For my soul is full of troubles, and my life draweth nigh unto the grave. I am counted with them that go down into the pit, I am as a man that hath no strength. Free among the dead, like the slain that lie in the grave, whom thou rememberest no more, and they are cut off from thy hand. Thou hast laid me in the lowest pit, in darkness, in the deeps. Thy wrath lieth hard upon me, and thou hast afflicted me with all thy waves. Selah. Thou hast put away mine acquaintance far from me, thou hast made me an abomination unto them, I am shut up, and I cannot come forth. Mine eye mourneth by reason of affliction, Lord, I have called daily upon thee, I have stretched out my hands unto thee. Wilt thou show wonders to the dead? Shall the dead arise and praise thee? Selah. Shall thy loving kindness be declared in the grave? Or thy faithfulness in destruction? Shall thy wonders be known in the dark? And thy righteousness in the land of forgetfulness? But unto thee have I cried, O Lord, and in the morning shall my prayer prevent thee. Lord, why castest thou off my soul? Why hidest thou thy face from me? I am afflicted and ready to die from my youth up, while I suffer thy terrors I am distracted. Thy fierce wrath goeth over me, thy terrors have cut me off. They came round about me daily like water, they compassed me about together. Lover and friend hast thou put far from me, and mine acquaintance into darkness. This ends our reading of Psalms chapter 88.